Yo, it's a real vibe, but trying to show my city, dog. You know?
Who all do effect when you perfect out of what? Do you even care to feel that only time will reveal? Ease up and stay strong. Focus on love and not on war. Do you even know who all do effect when you perfect out of what? Do you even care to feel that only time will reveal? Ease up and stay strong. Focus on love and not on war.
Here to discuss the topic of dance in the Bahamas. Professional dance education, all of that good stuff about dance here in the Bahamas. And to start it off, I would like to start with them telling me a little bit about their dance background. So, Deresa, we'll start with you.
We started. Okay. My name is Deresa McPhee. I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. I am currently a dance teacher, so obviously I haven't stopped as yet. But yeah, high school dance teacher currently.
All right, my name is Shaune Culmer. I have been dancing since I was 3. I'm currently a dance educator as well.
All right. Hello, my name is Stephanna, your host. I'm a professional dancer here in the Bahamas. I started dancing when I was, can't tell you the age, but I was like in grade 9 or so under these two fine ladies here. And I've been dancing ever since I started in school. And I have not stopped. We have not aged out of the system as yet.
It's not gonna happen.
So Deresa, tell me, how did you become a dance educator here?
Well, I actually started out teaching Spanish, and because of my dance training as a child and teenager, I was asked to move over into the system to teach dance instead of teaching Spanish, because I don't know if many people know, but there are only a few dance teachers in the government school system. So they were looking to get a bit more young teachers teaching dance. So that's how I got teaching dance right now.
And Shaune, how did you get into this?
Well, I actually have my first degree, my undergraduate degree in psychology. So education was never I was like, absolutely not, I'll never teach. But life happens, and I got my master's in dance education from NYU, and that just obviously catapulted me into loving education, loving dance even more. So I moved home and started on this journey of dance education in the Bahamas. So now I'm teaching at the University of the Bahamas in the first dance course, and that's how I got there.
All right, first dance course. Legendary, you are a legend. You're going down in our books. Right under Lawrence Carroll, you see Shaune come up. Well, since you said you just came back home, you just started. Tell me, how has it been so far back home?
It's a journey. It's a journey. Dance, I think the dance industry in general is just you just got to keep pushing, but especially here in the Bahamas, where it's not in a lot of people's minds a lucrative profession. It's been a journey, but luckily, because of the pandemic, I think people saw the need for the arts and the need for the push in our culture in general. So, yeah.
All right, Deresa, I know you said that you're teaching at CV now.
Yes.
Is it CV?
CV Bethel.
Previously you were at?
I was at C.R. Walker. That would be my first school placement for dance.
Okay, and I just wanted to know, can you tell me what other schools have dance education, as dance as a program?
Well, other than C.V. Bethel and C.R. Walker,
Yes.
There is T.A. Thompson, there is Government High School, there is C.I. Gibson, and A.F. Adley.
All right, and you mentioned before that there's only a few dance teachers here. So, which schools have the dance teachers, and why are there so few? Why do you think there are so few?
I think there are only a few teachers because there was a certain point, I obviously don't know the years or whatever, but there were a few teachers who the ministry would have sent off to school and or at least given a long time ago, given the opportunity to study and then come back home to teach dance in the schools, and it was a lot of them. We had dance in primary school, junior high, senior high. At that point, there was even drama in the schools. Then there's no drama anywhere now. But anyway, I think what happened now is that never happened after that. There were no more teachers or no more students sent off to say, hey, y'all go study dance and then y'all come back home so y'all can teach in the classroom. So over time, those previous teachers got older, retired, left the system, and now we are left with very few schools with dance being offered as a class.
So would you be the youngest dance teacher inside the schools right now, or?
Yes, in the government school system, I am currently the youngest dance teacher.
Are there do you know any private schools that may have a dance program?
Not to my knowledge. Most would have like maybe clubs, dance clubs,
school,
or like drama clubs and stuff like that where they do things, but
It's not in the curriculum.
yeah, not a curriculum class.
They have at St. Andrews, there's a program. I'm not sure if it's like an add-on to a certain class or something, but it's not like a dance class. You know?
Yeah, so as far as we're concerned, only the government schools have dance as an actual class, so you are graded.
Graded as such. So, I know you said you moved from CR to CB. Does CR, you said CR, does CR now have a dance teacher, or?
CR does not have a dance teacher right now.
Okay.
No one.
So what do they do in a case where a school does not have a teacher to teach the program?
So in that case, well, dance fell under performing arts, so it wasn't a program on its own. So dance was offered, well, at TR Walker, dance was offered for performing arts students only. So it would have been an option. So performing arts students would pick between vocals, handbells, or dance. So it's a class only offered for performing arts students for the most part. I did have some cosmetology students at a point, but that was other program issues. But yeah, so it was just an option. So now that I have left that school, the students who would have been in my class, they just were moved into another class within performing arts.
Like music or?
Yeah, so probably like I know one of them messaged me, said they're doing piano now instead of having dance. So yeah.
Also, they have like different classes for those things. I thought like music would have been like under one.
See, no, they're all in. They all take like music theory and music listening. They all take those classes, and then they pick an option from vocal, handbell, dance. Yeah, so it's like that.
You got a handbell too? Yeah. Collect. I did not know that. You know, you learn something new every day. So back to Shaune. You said you're teaching the first dance course here. Like, what is this dance course? Tell us about it.
So the course is just an introductory course to expose the campus students. It's a general ed course. So we're just doing the basic history of a few dance forms. Composition, a little bit of that. Just movement in general, just to see if people are interested, one, so that, you know, as time moves on, a program may develop, and
is it going to be like more so like performing arts with a dance background, dance extension, or is it going to be like a dance education course? Like, do you think that they're going in direction?
No, so it's definitely going to be a BFA program, so dance, period. But there's also going to be different tracks, so I'm pretty sure that it's going to be like a dance education track, a dance performance track.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad that they're finally making that step. I know with my background in dance, I started dance when I was, in high school. Mostly because my parents didn't really my dad didn't really take dance or performing arts really that seriously in my household. I know a lot of Bahamian households are, just like that. If you're not a doctor, lawyer, accountant, something they think you can make money from, they ain't really sending you in that direction. So, because my dad didn't really take it seriously, I never really did any after schools. I know you went to, like, with Bahamas Dance Theater, and Shaune, you went there too?
I went to European National Dance School,
right. So, my parents, and then after school programs that weren't at school were no. in my house. If they gotta pick you up from somewhere other than school,
Yeah.
they ain't even trying to do that. You won't hop in nobody else's car to go nowhere. Right? So like from there, I was so grateful for, you know, at least the Performing Arts Club at SAC. I think when you guys were there was the drama club, right? Or,
Yeah.
You said it changed.
yeah, it changed while I was
So
there.
it's like
The
dance and
Performing Arts
music.
Club.
I know we were there. It was like dance and
It was like
music at
musical
the time.
theater or whatever.
Well, I know what it is. I remember I think it was a drama club at first. Well, I was, from my time, from what I could remember, it was drama club, and then it changed to Performing Arts Club. There, you know, bless Miss Smith Hart.
Honestly,
She did
she's
a
the
lot.
best.
Bless her heart. So yeah, from there, you know, I found my love for dance, and that's where I started wanting to. I didn't even think I was gonna go into profession. I thought it was just gonna be like something on the side.
hobby.
I honestly, for me, I didn't think there was something that I could do here to go into professionally or even teach it, because I knew at, you know, university, or I didn't even know they had programs at the schools for dancing, which I knew that I might have picked a different track, you know, might have tried to do something different.
Yeah.
But now that I knew that, you know, now that I know that, I hope other people, they realize that and they can, you know, maybe show their kids something different. And just so you know, coming from a professional dancer here, I danced at Warwick, I've danced at Malia, I've danced at Bahamas, I've danced at Atlantis, I've done different functions. I performed for different Bahamian, for Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Ministry of Tourism, on the cruise ship, on Coco Key.
Talk your stuff.
I went to Miami before.
Don't forget your music videos.
Yeah. Don't search them up, but my music videos. So for me, dance has been a money maker in that aspect. So for other people to get out of the mindset that there is no money in dance or there is no money in performing arts is a total lie. You know, you will have to definitely work for it, because there's a lot of people out here that, you know, can do what you do, and it's based on, you know, the industry here is based on your reputation. So, you know, you have to be punctual, you have to be professional, you have to make sure you know what you're doing, you know, they like you, all of this stuff. So it's based on that. As long as you have those things going for you, honestly, you can make it here.
Yeah.
There's no, trust me, you could make it here as long as you have these few things. And there's so many dancers that are here that don't have those things, and that's where you will stand out. That's why I stand out, to get the big job.
But I feel like that's the issue. You have to like push yourself. People think like, oh yeah, I want to be a dancer, and then they sit there and they're like, when are the jobs gonna come?
Right.
But no, you gotta like go out and get it and push your weight in the doors, because no one is gonna open the door like just off bat.
I know for this lady, I'm a part of her entertainment company, so, you know, she gets me different gigs and stuff. When she's finding new girls, she puts out the call for, hey, I need dancers, this and that age, you know, say send in your videos, or send in your dance videos, or, you know, photos, your headshots. And then she says that she gets so many people that, you know, that really, you know, can't really dance, and they think that, you know, it's like twerking or just whining as a part of dance, right? And she says like they're just not is not what she's looking for. And I'm trying to figure out now why persons that are from Yodofi, or persons that were with the National Dance School and have, you know, previously moved on because the National Dance School is not a thing anymore, and people that were with the what was it again? Bahamas Dance Theater, why those girls aren't reaching out to try and pursue anything here and maybe jobs. Can you, you know, maybe shed some light?
I think discouragement. I think, especially, I don't know if you agree, Deresa, but like in our age group within the dance community, like studio dance community, there wasn't any like, okay, so when you graduate or, you know, graduate from these programs, it's, okay, so what are you going to do? Business, education, psychology, teaching? It's not, okay, so are you going to pursue dance? Are you going to, like, let's fill out applications. These are the schools that you go to. It's no, what do you call it? Like succession planning for dance in the Bahamas.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Like, just like, even my own dance teachers, like, never had that conversation with us when we were approaching 12th grade and stuff. Like, nobody asked us, oh, well,
are you going to pursue dance?
Especially the ones who did go off to school for it. That's I actually never thought about it until you just said that.
Yeah, like no succession planning at all. And I think that's the issue with a lot of Bahamians in general and other fields as well. But,
Like, I know at our school, it was the guidance counselor. The guidance counselor really helped you find a school. They asked you what you want to do. They really helped you in that way. They didn't help me, but anyway, they helped me. Right? They help some people in that path. I know other guidance counselors at different schools, they do the same thing. They help them with the whole application and stuff process. Do you think, well, not just the dance teachers, well, based on your encouragement of the students, say, hey, you can pursue this. Mm-hmm. So, if you're going to there talk about your future in dance, if this is what you want to do, why don't you talk to them, see your options? Like, has there ever been a conversation within the schools to say that's
I have the conversation, right? Nobody outside sees the importance of it, but as a teacher now, especially to senior high students, I have the conversation. I'll be like, hey, y'all can actually go off and do dance. Y'all could take it as just a course. Maybe you could major in it. Maybe you could just minor in it. But you can actually take this with you when you come out of high school. So I've had a 10th grade come to me today. Almost Mac, these are the schools that I want to go to. And I was like, what do you want to do? She's like, I want to do dance or law. So she already showed me all the schools for dance.
Oh, that's so
and then she showed me the one she want to do for law. So she has her plan and she already has that, hey, I can still go to school and dance if I want to. So that was a big deal for me. Mm-hmm. Because her parents ain't talking to her about that. Because they don't care.
No.
But she got that from me, that I can actually go and I can do this. Because my teacher told me I am able to do this. So that was good for me. But a lot of parents, a lot of family members don't really see the importance. So they're not going to talk to you about it. And if your school ain't talking to you about it, how else these children going to know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Even with me pursuing dance, like from I was in high school, booking jobs when I was in high school, my mom was really the one who came to my shows, my high school shows. She was one who dropped me to and from, made sure I had this, made sure I had that. My dad really didn't have any part of it. And even then it wasn't that discussion, hey, maybe this is something you can do, you can do as an option, right? It wasn't until I reached college, and I think I did not want to do the program that I chose. I chose a little bit. Like, I wanted to do it, but in a different way, and they didn't offer it. They didn't offer it how I wanted it, But, and then I talked to my mom. She was just like, maybe you should try and go off. And I was just like, I do want to go off, but I know because of my options here at home, my parents, money-wise and all that stuff, even though there's scholarships, you still got to get there.
Yeah.
You still got to find somewhere to stay and all that stuff. And so it didn't really seem like a viable option for me to be asking my parents, say, hey, well, I want to switch to this. And I want you guys to take me, to try and do this with me. So it didn't seem like the path that I should take. And I know it can be discouraging for a lot of young people too, in that, their parents don't really support them in, their choices. But in my research, when I was trying to go, I found, like, even school in Florida, something close by, I don't have any dance background, but I love to dance. I have background in terms of, I have experience, not really training. So with that, I just found a school that would take me just with my love of dance, my passion for it, and that would have just took me on an associate's program, and then I could transfer into a bigger college, a bigger university, and then after that just take those 2 years. They can take those 2 years credits, and I can transfer into a BFA program. And a lot of people that didn't follow the same path as them, maybe this is an option. Well, maybe that is an option, because there are ways that you can do this. And even with my career path now, besides dancing professionally, I'm still in school doing something else. I intend to merge dance with my new career path, just because it's something that I don't want to let go of dance. And dance still is my passion, and I still want to be able to do it for as long as I could do it.
I think that's the importance of having a mentor too, like to have these conversations, to talk about these things. Going to NYU really opened my eyes, because you're in New York and that's like life there, right? So you're having, like, my program director, she would literally come in and be like, okay, so what's next? Like, are you doing this? Are you doing this? Okay, maybe your PhD in dance. And I'm like, okay, what? Okay, how? And it's like arts administration, like performance, PhD, to do research. And like people, when I was moving home, it was like, okay, so what you gonna do now? I'm like, dance education, you know, teach people how to dance. And they're like, okay, but what else?
Right.
What else? You mean like I went to school twice to say what else? No. I'm gonna dance. That's it. Period.
You have to be really strong, right?
Yeah.
They will discourage you.
The silly questions you get asked, like even at the pandemic, obviously I was already teaching dance at the time it started. Would you teach them children over virtual? Like what did you do? Like, first of all, I could actually have video classes. I know that's a problem with other people, a lot of kids, because internet and stuff, but I'm like, there's also dance theory, and I spent most of the pandemic teaching theory.
Yeah.
So when it came to school, we just focused on the actual practical side of things, but it's like, oh, what you was teaching, I have no idea what you could have been doing them children virtually, what you was doing dance, y'all is twerking now, I could do this. Like, when I had my auditions for my dance team, when I started having auditions, children were like, oh, well, can I come and do some TikTok dances? And
no.
My head, like, what you mean a TikTok dance for an audition for a dance team? Like, like honestly, like, but that's what people think, and it's like, they just think, what can you do with dance other than twerk or just the little piece of
TikTok?
Yeah, like that's how it is. So of course she came over there like, oh, what you going to do?
When I was doing my teaching practicum, so a big thing there was like the majorettes, right? And a lot of the kids I taught at a performing arts high school deep in Brooklyn, right? So it was 90% black kids, right? They would come in there similar to TikTok dances and like do like majorette dances. Cool, express yourself. But I'd apply this technique because like, no, you're not just about to death drop because you're gonna hurt your knees. Like,
if you don't know what you're doing,
like
your knees,
it's social media has like corrupted dance as well.
Honestly.
Well, you know, for me, to those people that think that, you know, what am I going to do with dance?
Everything.
Does Beyonce not have dancers? Does Meg Thee Stallion not have dancers?
I never understand how people
Does
don't
Ciara
connect
not have
those.
dancers?
Like,
Just saying.
those are performers and they have
do
their
that for
dancing
life.
and they have dances. Like, how do you not see that? Hey, those people are dancers too.
It's like too out of reach in their minds.
In my head, even if like, I don't know, I know a lot of these days, you know, Bahamians don't really listen to Bahamian music anymore, right? Or Bahamian artists. But when you have people like Boudin and Sammy Star and Sketch and Rick Carey and, you know, all the Bahamendos, whenever they have performances, they have dancers that come in and they perform. They need choreographers, they need dancers, they need all of that. Even other things within the performing arts, under the performing arts, songwriters, musicians, producers, costume designers, like all of these things that you know, it is possible for you to do, and you can make money here from it. Even the hotels will pay for you. Numbers time they have people singing and dancing and thing in the lobby. Right? It's just like, what? Like all this, like doing salsa. Like every hotel right now doing salsa night. If you could learn salsa, you could make some money too. Okay. But yeah, so I know that Deresa. Tell me, what you do inside your classes like now, back in school after this pandemic? Like how the students came from being online for almost 2 years and now coming back to the class. How have they been?
It hasn't been that bad. What I do, I try to teach technique. I try to get technique in a lot because dance technique is like disappearing. I don't know, like I don't know if y'all like watch a lot of stuff on social media and stuff, but a lot of dancing is now tricks. Just tricks or whoever flex. If you
like,
get your leg up here, you dance
it.
But I try to stick to the basics of teaching technique, working on flexibility, obviously, because that's good for general health also. But technique, I do some ballet, jazz, some contemporary, and then some days I do whatever they want to do. My students, I try to work that into the lesson. So, hey, Miss Mac, I want to do this today, or can we do this? So today I actually did like some improv with one of my classes. That was interesting. It was a good exercise, good for working on confidence and stuff. And you get to see who needs a bit more of a push than others. So it was good, but my biggest goal in class is pushing that dance technique because ain't a lot of people doing it. Like, and I don't know why. I know why it's a brand. Maybe Shaune knows. I don't know.
I do not. I think social media has a big to do with, has a lot to do with that, with the tricks and the
Everything is tricks.
dance competitions and stuff like that, where if you're not what is it, contortionist, like you're not a dancer.
I saw this thing online. I was looking for like inspiration for some choreography, so I looked at this song. Very emotional song. I don't remember what song it was at the time. So okay, this is a good, nice emotional song. I can find some nice choreo on YouTube. Let me see what I could find. I mean, whatever this piece was a winning piece from some competition. Just tricks, just kicks and flips and just stretching the body everywhere. But I'm like, when is she going to start dancing? Like, the tricks were nice, and it would be wonderful if they were implemented with some dance moves, but there were none. And this won a competition. So like, what is happening?
I remember in high school when I used to be like looking up YouTube videos for inspiration and like, getting these dance moves, bringing it to drama club. But now it's the same, like, what are we doing? It's like gymnastics competitions.
Yes.
Where like you doing the tricks and like a touch of
dance,
but these are dance competitions with only gymnastics. Yeah.
Right. So like, what happens to people who want to bring in pieces now where they're actually dancing and maybe have like one or two tricks? Like, will I place?
No.
Like, what's going to happen to my group?
They're gonna be like, oh my god, that was so innovative. Third place.
Well, that's a conversation for when we come back from our break. We'll be right back.
Need peace of mind that comes in the form of around-the-clock surveillance? Trust our technicians here at Createch Bahamas to give you the vision you need to sleep soundly. Createch Bahamas, bringing tomorrow's technology to your doorsteps today.
All right, right now, I want to get into basically dance reform here in the Bahamas. How do we change mindsets? How do we help the government in seeing that there is a place here in the Bahamas for dancers and dance education? How do we, get into all of that right there? So I'm gonna start with myself. What I think first of all, they need to get off their butt.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking.
JK.
All right, I want to talk to Shaune first about what she has going on with her, because I know that she started the Bahamas Dance Association, and I know that is kind of a step in the right direction. So Shaune, tell us a little bit about it.
So the Bahamas Dance Association was founded to just be a support system, right, for the dance community, to advocate for dance in the Bahamas, just like you're saying. Push everything dance related in terms of like culture, in terms of workshops, scholarships. We have a scholarship fund that we're about to start to get students off to school, to get students in studios so that they are working on technique. And just a support. So all of us sitting here having these conversations, we could be learning from the older dance teachers in the system, or just performers, and just have a space, right, for dancers. So yeah, that's what the Bahamas Dance Association is.
And how old's the Bahamas Dance Association?
We've been active for about a year. Paperwork and all that had to get done within the first year. So yeah, about a year and some, year and a half.
And in this year, like, how has it been this first year of setting it up, of trying to lay things down, lay the groundwork down? How has it been?
It's been cool. Obviously, as with anything new, especially with a nonprofit organization, there's one pushback, two things that you just like trying to navigate in terms of like how to do this, how to do that. It's new. So yeah, it's been cool. We did our first workshop in December. We brought in a choreographer from LA, and he worked alongside two choreographers, Bahamian choreographers. So one of our goals is also networking, right? So bringing in people that we may know from the States, Jamaica, wherever, and collaborating with Bahamian artists. Yeah, and it was a success. Really nice. We're getting ready for the second one. Don't really have a date as yet, but yeah,
Oh, that's good.
getting ready for that.
Can you tell me, like, is there any government involvement? Like, have you guys gotten on the government's radar?
So yeah, so the government is actually, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture has actually, you know, approved of us, or not approved, that's the wrong word, but you know, they've highlighted us in a sense as one of the first, as the first performing arts group. They want to start like a music association, or whatever else association, visual arts, whatever. So yeah, just to start working together with this new administration, and with, you know, just in general pushing the arts, pushing culture. So yeah, we are on their radar, and that's really cool to like be acknowledged, you know.
That's good. So under your, you know, dance association, that's all like choreographers, it's all, you know, dancers and that, and it's any style of dance.
Any style of dance, liturgical, junkanoo, modern, ballet, hip hop, whatever. If you consider yourself a dancer, we want to come together. Salsa, we want to come together. We want to learn from each other, and just support each other. If you need technique in this, you have the resources to get that, right? So yeah.
And if anyone like in the Bahamas, or, you know, persons that are looking to the Bahamas, they look at the Bahamas Dance Association and say, hey, we're having this function, we're having this job, and we want to get some Bahamian dancers over, and they'll tell you,
That's
and then
the
you would be
goal.
able to assist them.
Yeah, and not even as us as an agency, but we could reach out to the agency that you're with, or reach out to other ones and say, hey, we need this. Can you provide that, right?
So it's like a partnership.
Yeah, it's like
the
a partnership.
dance studios and stuff will be under you.
Right.
Performers and everything will be under that.
Yeah. We're working on a registry right now with dancers in the Bahamas. I said we're working on a scholarship fund in partnership with the Shirley Hall Bass Foundation. So they are looking to support us as well. So that's always great. So yeah.
Oh, that sounds really, really good. Deresa, I know that obviously on your level you don't have anything, you don't have anything to do with the teachers here or teachers there, or the curriculum. Well, kind of do with the curriculum, but not so much. It's not, it's not just you one dealing with it. So what is the Ministry of Education doing basically to fill the roles of teachers, or to actually, do you guys have a curriculum?
No, at this moment we don't have one. It's in the works. It hasn't been completed as yet. So at this moment, no. But
okay. So what are we doing? What are they doing towards setting up this curriculum, making sure that adequate teachers are there, or making sure that the need is there, basically, to not to create a need or whatever, well, kind of for people to see what they're doing and to want to do it, basically.
Well, in terms of the curriculum, what the Ministry of Education is doing, nothing at the moment. It'll have to really be on the teachers of our content area to actually push to get it completed. So yeah, that's the biggest thing. And I think if we had this curriculum in place, we'd be more on one accord as teachers and be able to teach all the team information, maybe work on a BDCSE at some point, because the students ask, but need curriculum first. Who's the other part of your question?
I'm trying to
But yeah, we need, the curriculum is important. We started working it, a few of us dance teachers and a former dance teacher, we were working on it. We just need some finishing touches, get it overlooked, stuff like that, so we could actually get it kind of in the work. I mean, that ain't a short process either, still need some time.
Of course.
But yeah, a lot of content areas have curriculums and they are very beneficial. I just wish we had one. I think if we did, our area would be taken a bit more seriously. But because we don't and everyone's kind of doing their own thing, I guess people don't really see the importance of it as yet because, oh, well, y'all just doing any old thing in your classroom.
Right.
So, yeah, so.
I mean, so before the curriculum comes, is it possible for, the 5 or so dance teachers that you guys actually have, is it possible for you guys to come together and just to start being on one accord with what you're teaching?
Yes, we kind of put together a scheme of work that we all could work from, and honestly I've been working from it for the most part. Some days I stray from it, but it's a good document for us to use in the meantime. So we have some things that we could do. So now I don't know if other people are currently using it, but we do have that.
Yeah, because there's no one really to hold them accountable.
Yeah, right, because we currently don't have an officer right now in the Ministry of Education, so
you don't have officers and you don't got teachers. Wow.
And I feel like national standards for dance, that goes along with like the curriculum thing. Like, we need national standards, we need the curriculum, we need the support. Like,
so
policies need to be changed.
Standards?
It should start from the ministry, honestly.
Yeah, the ministry has to put that forward.
And then you pull the teachers to say, hey, we need you all to work on this curriculum. But it kind of was like the other way around. Like, the teachers had to say, we need this curriculum. So it went like that when we started, because we saw, especially the teachers who realized that they were on their way out of the system, they realized, hey, we need to leave something now. So, but yeah, we had to push for the curriculum to start.
You just said that and kind of just bring up a light bulb inside my head. Like, you realize, yes, when you're ready to age out the system, to realize that, hey, we need we need people to replace, we need to have a system in place. But all this time it wasn't a system, and y'all just operating so
everyone
freely.
Just doing
everyone
kind
just
of thing.
like doing what needs to be done to like get through the day. Not even just the teachers, but the ministry itself. I feel like it's just like, okay, business as usual. Oh shoot, like something's happening. Like we need to fix it. And it's like a rush, and it's ridiculous.
I think it's when they don't, obviously we already said that they don't see the value in dance education. But Shaune, based on your background with psychology and with dance education, what are like benefits of dance?
There are so many.
Give us a few
benefits of dance. I think critical thinking skills, which a lot of our students do not have any of. Critical thinking, social emotional learning. It helps with anxiety, depression, which a lot of our students are definitely dealing with, and it's not at the forefront of anyone's mind, it seems. Just focus. Focus in school. There are studies that show that people who are in the arts or performing arts in school have better grades in math, in science, in English, and it's just
you always watch these TV shows and movies, and you'll see the stereotypical Asian kid or African kid or something inside the movies or the TV shows, right? And they'll be acing all their classes and stuff. They play instrument, they speak different languages, and like everyone's like, oh well, he's just Asian. That's just that's stereotypical, or this is just that. But
they have stimulation in other fields.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that is if you want your child to be successful, not just dance, but music, drawing, like hone into those things. And it's very upsetting.
With me, it really helped with my confidence, because I didn't really have any confidence in my dance ability, myself as a person, like at all. And for me personally, I didn't want to go there and put myself forward because I wasn't confident to do that. I wasn't confident enough to speak for myself. You hide behind your parents, and I wish I could, you wish you could still hide behind your parents, but at some point you have to realize that, you don't have that option anymore to do. The classes that you guys are teaching, it's coming down to the end of the semesters now, but your students, do you see a change in them from when you started with them to where they are now?
Definitely.
Definitely. I have one student in particular, even virtually, she was really shy. And then we came face to face, and she'd always like go straight to the back of the class when it's time for class. Or if I'd ask someone to demonstrate something, she moved to the side so I don't see her. But now it's to a point where she has a lot more confidence. she's very happy to come to class now. She does things with like, she puts everything into her performances and her classes now, and it's other students notice, so oh, Miss Mcphee, you see so and so, oh, she actually smiling today, or she actually did this, or she helped me with this. And like at first it was just like she was in a little bubble, and then over time I just got her to open up a bit more. And she even told me, she wrote me a note on my birthday, almost made me cry, but she just told me how much I helped her to become so much more confident in her dance abilities and even just things outside of dance. How my class helped her that much. Now about the students who I notice a little less anxiety when I ask them to do something, more willing to help others and stuff like that. So definitely I've been seeing a change in my students.
Did you see some, maybe they become more expressive?
Yeah.
With them, like, you know, either with dance, you know, some people don't like to talk, or they become more expressive with their dance movements, or just to talk about what's going on at home, or, you know,
Both.
about their day.
Both. Some who would never talk to anyone about anything, now they in your face telling you everything that's going on, good things, bad things. And some who you see that their dance ability has become more out there. They show a bit more when you ask them to do something. So definitely on both ends, I've seen it since working with these particular students since I moved to the school.
Okay. And what about your last school?
Same thing at my former school. I was there for 3 years, so I got to see a bit more over time compared to now. But I've had students who never wanted to perform. They finally at high school, I got them to actually go on stage and not freak out, or they actually were proud of themselves after the performance. So it takes a lot of work, but it's nice to see that progress over time. It really is. It makes you feel good as a teacher.
You know, that's one of the things why I wanted to be a teacher. You know, I was just like the look of to see my students just succeed. I'm like getting teary eyed right now. Just to think about it.
That's
right?
why I didn't say nothing yet. I was like, oh. About to say something.
Just to see it, like you know it's hard, and you know it ain't gonna be easy and everything, but to see it happen right in front of your face and to see the appreciation they show you afterwards.
Sometimes they really have you crying. I know at my former school, I had this thing, I gave them this assignment where they all had to create their own solos as like an end of year assignment. And after this one particular class, I cried. And it was because they worked so hard and I saw it. But look at me trying to cry again.
Please.
Well, Shaune, you can't have us here crying.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, so in my course, I started the course off with a paper that says like, what is dance, right? What is dance to you, whatever that means. And at the end of the course, I also had, you know, the same, oh, look at you. Like another paper to follow up, what is dance, so they can, you know, show that they learn more, they're more expressive, especially in their writing, well, even in their writing. And this one specific student, she also started in a bubble. She wouldn't say nothing. She's a bigger girl, so I guess she felt less confident with that as well.
Self-conscious.
And yeah, she was very self-conscious, and she's from another island, so she was that was also a factor. And she just would make every excuse. The first class, she came to me, second class, and asked to drop my class. And I was like, you're not, that's impossible. I'm not dropping you, so you're gonna have to stick it out. And like we worked through it, and she would like email me like, okay, I wasn't that confident in this or that or whatever. And you know, we'd work through it. And her final, she wasn't able to come in for her final, so she sent a video. And like watching her video, I was like obviously no dance experience at all, but just seeing her be as expressive as she was, and like no technique, but it was there. And even the little bit of technique that she did show, I was like, oh my god, you were listening. Right. And like in her final paper, well, not final, but the what is dance paper, she put at the end like the things that I've learned in dance I can apply in life now. Okay, but I can apply in life now. And like she feels more able to do physical things, and she's not as lazy. Those are her words. She's not as lazy anymore, and she sees a difference in her body. And I was like, oh Lord, this is why I do what I do. And I think once people see that passion that educators have, that dancers have, and like the change that it could have in people's lives, I think more, emphasis would be placed on it.
That also was what I wanted to talk about, the mindset, how to change our mindset. You change your mindset through people, just like this. They change the students, and this generation is the one that's coming up, and they're the ones that are going to do a lot of things that you're trying to put in place now. They're going to one that are actually going to have to follow through with it.
Yeah.
And the change that you guys are making, obviously, has impact on them, and we're hoping that it goes further than, we go to their kids, and they're going to push it as they get older, as they graduate, as they help, are in a position to help, they will help.
Yeah.
Okay. And I feel right now my stance where the ministry is, like, we just need some new people to get in there that who know what they're doing and knows about
younger people.
Even just younger people.
But I believe, this isn't like me being biased or anything, but like I honestly believe that this ministry, like the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture now, especially with the Director of Culture being Miss Grant, I feel like they are really gonna push for dance and the performing arts.
Just for the record, Miss Grant is a
dancer,
performer.
yeah.
Yes.
All her life.
Yes.
So yeah, I feel like there is a lot of emphasis. They're just trying to figure out how to do it in a way that's like, pleasing to the government. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's there. It's coming. I just think it's on our part to like push as well in the community. Yeah, and follow through. With like workshops with the Bahamas Dance Association, I feel like it would be good to do community workshops, more community outreach workshops. So that is a goal of ours, so that people can experience dance and can experience this joy and this love that we feel, even if it is for an hour. I think that's gonna start opening up people's minds as well.
I know you said at the beginning of this that you didn't really want to teach. Teaching was nowhere.
Absolutely not.
Inside your mind, but like after teaching your first college course, as opposed to teaching, I think what you said was high school before.
Yeah.
With doing your practicum. It was high school. Like, did you develop a love already?
Oh yeah. I think I developed my love in school. In getting my master's, because I went to my program and I was like, because initially I wanted to be an adolescent psychologist, so I always wanted to like do something with kids, and obviously the love for dance was there, but I was like, I'll do dance therapy, still want to do dance therapy, but education was like, all right, you could still have the impact, so let me just try this out. But now I can't see myself doing anything else, honestly, like ever. Even with the studio, having the little kids, like a 3-year-old doing like leaps across my floor. That is, Jesus,
just
that's the best
hard.
thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, yeah, I can't do anything else.
Oh, you didn't mention that you're a new studio owner.
Yes, I am. The creative space.
Just you came home, you opened up a new business, started a non-profit organization,
Stressful.
became a professor.
Doing all kind of stuff.
Stressful. Yeah. You gotta open your own doors. You gotta kick the window in, kick the door in.
And owning a new dance studio has been a joy as well?
No, it's been a joy. There's a lot of people that like want to do it, like put their kids in dance, but are also afraid because of, one, the pandemic, two, what are they learning? Are they gonna learn the splits? No, they're gonna learn everything. They're gonna learn everything. So I think opening up people's minds to what dance actually is, and what they are learning in the studio setting, is also important too. So yeah, I think just being in the community and like talking about it, like things like this is what's gonna like really start.
We just need to find a way to reach more people.
Reach more
people. Even on the Family Islands, people there. Reach people that don't have a steady internet connection all the time. You know, somewhere to actually get there and help them see that dance can make a difference.
Yeah, but the government has to make that push too, because they know what's here. Obviously, you have people in your schools teaching it. How it as a course in UB. You have events put on by different government agencies where you have performers, so like they know it's here. So
they just don't
now
know
have
the work
right.
that it takes.
It's just they have to be that push. They have to show their interest, and then they have to showcase these areas that they have, so that other Bahamians can see, oh well, maybe I can do this, or my child could do this, because children want to do it, but they go home to their parents, and their parents, oh, you could do that, or like, I probably shouldn't say this, but I've had a student, she likes performing, she sings and she dances, and she told her dad she wants to be a performer, at least as one of her options after high school. And he told her that she doesn't have the look.
Oh, God. Not you brushing the table.
And it's just, how do you say that your child is expressing an interest, you know? And it's just.
And I think that's up to us as well to like push that there is no dance body, there is no look. I mean, on stage people have, you know, what they want, but there's in general not a dance body, not a dance look.
There's a space for everyone.
Yeah, there's a space for everyone, and you just have to find your way. Yeah, that sucks.
That made me so upset.
Yeah, you do not have to be a size 2 or a size 4 to be a dancer. You do not have to be tall with long legs to be a dancer and to perform the moves. You just have to have the passion and the love for it, and you know, make sure your dedication, your effort, your confidence shows through, and it will get you places. And I think that's a lot of people don't, they don't see. They think about, when you think of a ballerina, you think of someone tall, obviously Caucasian, skinny, very skinny, a tiny waist, slim legs, tutu everything, pink hair pulled back, blonde hair most likely pulled back in one, right? But ballerinas can be anyone. Yeah. I've seen videos and it's like why I love to watch social media sometimes, because just watching certain videos makes me cry all the time, right? A lot of my feed shows up as just like dancers and people that have, against all odds, are doing what they love to do. And there's this lady, and she was like 200 and something pounds, honestly, and she was on point. She was on point.
Yes, I know that video.
She was on point. And I can't even go on point.
But also, I think going away from ballet being the only form of dance, yes, that is the foundation. I will always push classical ballet as a foundation, but that's not the only thing. And I think that's where people get confused too.
And it discourages a lot of colored dancers too.
Yeah. And people don't have the discipline, especially with my studio, parents bringing their kids in 30 minutes late, and it's not in their uniform, not having their shoes. Oh, I forgot. No, get out of my class. And it sucks to have to be like that, but no, you're gonna learn that dance is a discipline.
But a lot of parents do it because it's just something for their kids.
Yeah, it's like a babysitting job.
Something they could take on in the future. It's just, let me let her do this. Let her be cute in a couple shows. Take some pictures.
No, I have my kids do push-ups when they forget their clothes, they forget their shoes. You're gonna do push-ups.
That reminds me. You see, in Carifta this past week, where dominating in field events. What is that? What is field events? And the government was only placing focus on relays mostly, those relays and stuff. But now you have field events dominating now.
I love that.
For the government, the government to see you actually doing something, you have to go out and do it. Literally do it. They're not just gonna come and say, I'm gonna give you this and you're gonna do this. No, you have to already be doing it, and then show them that you're doing it. This is what you're going to do. And if you want me to carry the Bahamian name or do the Bahamian on any type of platform that I have, then you're going to have to do this, and this is what needs to be done for this. For in a lot of instances, we have to force them. We have to get radical.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have to radicalize the movement, Bahamas Dance Association.
Yes.
to really showcase what we have here, even in terms of when they went to Dubai, the dancers that were there and the showcase that they had there, a lot of people didn't really the way it went down and all the stuff like that, but you cannot take away the efforts of them and the way they looked, the dedication, the time they put into that performance, those performances. Yeah, because it was 3, 4, 5 different routines and stuff they had to do.
We need to start taking the politics out of everything, and just appreciate our culture, appreciate what we do, and Yeah. We have a long way to go. But
That
we can
in
do
itself
it.
is a
We
part
can do
two.
it.
All right, we're about to end, but I just wanted to close this off with asking each of you, what do you love about dance?
Ooh.
Shaune, we start with you.
Oh, I love everything about dance. I love how it makes me feel. I love how it makes me feel. I think that's the main thing. I think dance is a representation of like life. So all of my dance lessons fold into my life lessons. So yeah.
For me, I love dance because it's such a good form of creating. Maybe that's because I have a love for choreography too.
Yes.
And I love watching my students learn. I love watching them progress. I like that I can see them do that through dance, and I like seeing that they do better in other areas because of dance also. So that's why I love dance.
Why do you love that?
Yes.
I'm just gonna go get into that. I love dance specifically for what you guys said. I like the way it makes me feel. I like the confidence I have while I'm dancing. I like that, I honestly like the fact that I can call myself a dancer too. Like, you're just saying that I'm a dancer. Oh, what kind of dance do you do? Well, what can't I do?
Yeah.
Not to my own harm, but it's just that feeling I get when I'm dancing, which I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. It's just literally just me dancing right there, right? And that moment is like that way where I express my emotions, where I can get things out of myself, from what goes on in my life. That's what I love about dance. The expressive aspect of it, definitely. And yeah.
Real wild, been trying to show a city dog.
Do you even care?
Point and violence.